Okay, we are recording. Welcome, everybody. It is, what day is it? It's Thursday, January 17th, and we are chatting tonight about recruiting. If you are watching the replay, I am so sorry. I don't know why the speaker view has it as blank, but it does. Let's try this. Nope, did not help. All right, we'll do that. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure it out to where if they're watching the replay, it's not just blank. Hold on. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, so we have several people sharing tonight. I am very passionate about this conversation and this topic, and so I get extremely excited. If you have any questions, we will hopefully have some time at the end to go over questions. If not, write them down, write them in the chat box. Maybe somebody will see them, and obviously we can always, chat more about this at a later date, but we're going to go ahead and get started. We are going to first go over recruiting objections. These are things that you will probably most commonly hear. There may be one or two other ones, but these are the most common ones. So we really wanted to cover those. If Deanna wants to go first, she is going to go over the money objection, the I don't have enough money to buy the kit. So take it away.
Hey guys. Yeah, I'm doing this on my phone for the first time, so let me see myself. Hang on, let me figure out how to get to myself. Okay. Hey guys, I'm Deanna, and I am going to chat about pre-selling the kits. I figured this out back in November, I think it was, or October, and it really made my business grow, like recruiting-wise. So I'm just going to chat about kind of what I do. So I started out with people who have hosted parties before. I will message them and ask them if they've even considered being a stylist. And most of the time they come back with, I don't have enough money, or, they'll ask like, how much does our kit cost? And when I tell them, they're like, whoa, I can't do that. So I came up with the idea of pre-selling, and so what I do is there's 10 sets in a kit, and I make a post, like I create a group. If they've already had a party, then I just post at the end and like say, hey guys, me again. I'm so excited to tell you that so-and-so wants to be a stylist, but we need your help to get her started. And so since there's 10 sets in the kit, I'd sell them for $15 each. They get a set of nails, which I always say that they're mystery sets because a lot of people think that they can choose the set, and I've ran into that with like a few of them that I first did. So I make sure that I say they're mystery sets so they don't know which ones they're getting. So they get a set of nails, 2 accent packs, and I make sure I just say like free shipping and tax, just because they feel like they're getting a better deal. The more things that you list for $15, they feel like, oh wow, it's a really good deal. Plus they're helping their friend. So 10 sets, $15 each. That is $150. So that'll cover your kit, your shipping, and most of your tax, depending on like where your tax rate is. So stylists usually come out maybe like $5, like maybe 10 at the most. So I make that post, and then everybody will comment. And I did Ashton's triangle graphic lately just because I don't have one for January. I'll probably do like hearts or something like that for February. I just make sure that there's 10, and then they just comment on like the number that they want, and then they pay me. I just post my like PayPal link, and they send the money to me. And then whenever the stylist is ready to join, she either goes ahead and pays for it, and then I send the PayPal money to her, or I'll send it to her like when she's at checkout. and I'm like, okay, here's your whatever you sold. I make sure to tell them up front too that if they don't sell it all, they have to come up with the remainder, like within, I guess, in a few days, just because you don't want the people who bought like earlier to keep waiting, because then you have to wait for your kit to ship and then for you to mail them out to them. So we don't want them to wait too long. So I usually only let the pre-sale stay open for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, depending on how much like activity they're getting and like how much talk they're getting in the group. And then whatever they haven't sold, I tell them to either spend, out of pocket and get the rest of the kit, or some people have only sold like 2 and then they don't have the rest of the money. And at that point, I just keep the PayPal money and then send them like a set from my stock. And then for people who have never hosted a party, I ran into this at like the beginning of December. If they've never hosted a party, they've never even tried the nails, but they want to sell, I just create a group like I'm doing a party, and then put like the basic, what is Color Street, a video on how to apply, maybe a few combos, like so they can see like what they look like. And then once they add all their friends, like they're hosting the party, once they add all their friends, then I post like the pre-sale post. And kind of like, if like I have one right now who's not getting much interaction, I'll post like different things from like the party script, like the template from the party, just like basic information, like they can go on your toes, or you can put them on little girls, stuff like that, to kind of get them a little more interested. So I've found that works, and recruited probably, I think 12 girls in the past since October doing this. Even people who don't give me the objection, like they don't have the money, I still pre-sell the kit because it gets their group going. Like people are already commenting, people are already interacting, they already have a group with VIP people. So whenever they are ready to sell, their group is already seeing all the posts, they're already being really interactive anyways. And it just, like I've noticed it kind of makes their sales go up like from the get-go. So that's all I got.
Awesome. That's one of the best ideas I think I have heard in a long, long time. And I have not personally had the chance to do that, but I keep in the back of my head thinking, why have I not done this yet? Why have I not brought this up? So I think that's one of my goals this month, is to do that, because it's so smart. And I think, like Deanna said, the most important thing is they've already got a good customer base. You know what I mean? Like, they already got a good group, a good customer base. And even if they don't sell them all, I mean, they're not having to put up a whole $150. So that's genius. Does anybody have any questions for Deanna about that? Don't be shy. We have time. We got plenty of time.
I've also run into, like, if they don't sell all their sets, once they get the kit and they show them, people will buy them right then. Like within that first week of them having them on hand, just because they get to see and they'll be able to pick. I know some people are like really picky about mystery sets and they want to be able to choose what they wear. So I tell them, like, don't get discouraged if only 2 or 3 people buy a set. Like, that's not going to tell you how your business is going to go at all. Because I've had some people who sell all 10 sets in like 24 hours. And then I have some who only sell 2 sets. They still get the kit, and then within that first week, they're all gone.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Awesome. And side note, I think something that Deanna says is not to get discouraged. I think something Deanna is really good about is coaching her girls, and not allowing, if they are discouraged, not allowing that to kind of overtake the conversation. Obviously acknowledging that frustration is real, but at the same time, coaching them through that is key point of recruiting. You're basically just coaching someone into this. You're not really talking them into this. You're just going to coaching them through this. And that's why we're going through all these objections, because that's just what we do. We just have to kind of coach them through these objections, and then hopefully get them to understand how great this is. All right, so Lauren, if you want to chat real quick about the whole been there, done that, I've been in direct sales, but I failed, feel free to take it over. You can just unmute yourself. How are you? Lauren?
Can you hear me?
There you are. Yes. Uh-oh. We did hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I'm Lauren, and I'm going to give you all a few tips just from someone with experience in a direct sale failure. So probably 3 years ago, I signed up for another direct sales company, and y'all, I did it for a year, and I probably sold 20 products, maybe. It was awful. I did it. Mainly, I kept doing it because my husband made me, because we had spent like $250 for me to invest into it. And so he said, "You're not quitting." And after a year, I just said, "I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm never doing anything like this." And here I am. And this is just totally different. So when people come to you, and I've had it happen to me where someone is interested in becoming a stylist, but they just say, "I've done direct sales before. I was terrible. I'm not going to do it." And just a few things to encourage them through is to really just tell them how easy it is. This is so much easier than any other direct sale company, because you're not having to be pushy. I always felt like I had to be pushy. I had to be the girl to send "hey girl" messages, like, "Hey girl, I think you should try this product." And I hated that. And so being able to encourage them and tell them, you don't have to do that. That's not something we expect you to do. I think one of my other favorite things is this is not a results-based product. You're not trying to get someone to lose weight. You're not trying to help someone make their skin better, because with those, if they don't get results in the first month, they're not going to buy from you again. Or that was my experience. That was just me. They didn't get what they wanted, and they didn't come back. And it's hard to not talk somebody into it, but it's hard to encourage someone to keep going when they're not seeing results. And this isn't like that at all. It's fun. This isn't something that they have to feel pressure to do. It's as easy as wearing the nails and sharing them. You're not having to coax somebody in to sticking with a product. I haven't had anyone to try them that didn't love them, really. Everyone that has tried them, they want to keep buying. And so it's just that's such an easier sell. And then another thing I have found is you don't lose money if you don't sell a certain amount every month. That was the biggest thing for me. The direct sales company I did, if I didn't sell $100 worth of product, I had to buy $100 worth of product. And that's just not fun. I lost a lot of money from doing that. And so I think that's a lot of people's hang up, is they're terrified they're going to lose money. And if you don't sell anything in your first month or your first 2 months, you lose $9. That's not a lot of money. And so I think just really encouraging people that you're not going to lose money doing this. You're not going to have to be pushy with anybody. And you just share your nails. You post on Facebook. You don't have to send messages. You just literally put the nails on and post a picture of them, and people are going to be interested because it's something that's fun. You can be passionate about it because they make your life easier. Moms, women everywhere, this makes their life easier, and it's not expensive. And so I think that's just the best selling point, is that this is something that's fun to do. There's no pressure in it. And you're with a great community of women. You're not comparing yourself to each other. You're not having to try to outsell someone. Personally, my favorite thing is you don't have to buy from a specific person. Like I have 2 cousins that are selling it. And the best thing is my other family can buy from all of us. They don't have to just pick one of us. And so just really encouraging them that it's not an exclusive thing. You don't have to try to build your clientele and feel like, oh no, I can't sign up this person because they're going to steal all my people. They can buy from both. And so I think that's pretty much all I have, just encouraging them that it's fun and easy.
Those were incredible points. And several things that I've never even thought about. And I'm jotting those down and writing them down because I've never thought about the results-based product. And I'm coming from a results-based product selling it. And you're right. It's completely different. So simple. And then, yes, the whole exclusivity thing. That's a lot of companies are like that, where when you sign up one time, you're with them. And if you want to change, you have to go through this whole process.
Yeah.
Because we all have that. The more this blows up, the more that's going to come in to play. And people will worry about the whole, yeah, and we'll kind of get into that with the whole small market objections. I'll go ahead and go over time really quick. I feel like, honestly, I don't know why, but I have not gotten this one as much with this direct sales business as I did in the beginning. And I think that's because people see that I'm not having to post all the time. I'm not having to put myself out there as much, but there is the whole time objection, especially with this season that a lot of us are in. We have a lot of moms in this team, which means we have our markets are going to be a lot of moms. So a couple of things that I go over when I am talking to somebody about time. I am very confident, and I hope we help you guys with time management, but I'm very confident in the fact that as a team, we can help people with their time management. And it really boils down to managing time. We're all given the same 24 hours a day. And I kind of say that, I'm not really one to beat around the bush. If somebody uses that excuse, I basically say, hey girl, I'm busy too. I have the same 24 hours, but here's how I block out my time. And I share with them how it's working for me. That's the biggest thing. Your testimony is your biggest power. Tell them how you're doing it. How are you making time for it? And then let them know. Our team is huge on this being an addition to your lives. I don't want it to ever overtake someone's life. So we are huge into time management, knowing what you're doing, having a list to work off of. So being confident in the fact that within our team, we have some really good training to help people manage their time. And then, I really feel like that's it, right? Doesn't it all just boil down to time management? And I feel like we can help people with that. So anybody got questions for Lauren or for me? All right, so we are going to go to Shannon. She's going to chat about people being worried about not having enough friends or not having enough family to sell to. Shannon? Is she on? Yeah, she's on.
Yeah, I'm on. I had to unmute myself. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is an objective I actually got today. So I have heard this objection, or objective from many, many people. And I always go back to Amazon for whatever reason. Just, I guess maybe I'm obsessed with Amazon. But one of the first thing I say is like, well, the creator of Amazon didn't know enough people. And so none of us know enough people to be successful at anything. And so that's where it comes to when your VIP pages, you're going to start with your warm market, like Jackie will tell you, like you're going to tell your friends and family, hey, you're going to throw this party for me, or here, try these nails, and then getting them on people. Well, then your friend Sally, that threw a party, well, then her friends are going to join your VIP page. And then their friends are going to join your VIP page. And then before you know it, like, you're not reaching your warm market anymore. You're reaching someone that's 7 relationships away from you. I can't tell you how many people on my team, I'm sure they're on this call too, that 1, I've never met, and 2, I didn't necessarily add them to my page. A friend may have added them to my page. And so I always just talk about how none of us have enough people. And then that's where it gets to, you know, reaching the further relationships away from you. But also talking about your page on your regular social media pages, that helps grow where people are, you know, where you're always continuing to grow outside of parties. And I thought, hold on, there was something else because I had more to say. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. There was something else you asked me to talk about, and now I can't remember what it is. I thought I wrote it down. But anyway, so that's basically when it comes to people saying they don't know enough people. Oh, and how not to be salesy. Anyway, so when people say they don't know enough people, that's literally what I tell them every single time. I had that conversation today. Because that's the truth. I mean, none of us, I mean, some people might come into this with a huge market of people, especially if you've done a previous MLM, you may have more followers or whatever. But, you know, it's not about how many people we know. It's going to be about how your VIP page is going to be from, you know, those people adding, getting the nails on people. Then people are talking about, like, I ran into a lady at church the other day, and she was like, see all these people wearing these nails. And she's like, and then I ran into someone and I was talking about her nails. And she was like, didn't she even go to your church? And then, like, so it was just somebody that I've never even met. And she was like, do you know who she is? And I was like, no, I have no idea. But it's probably somebody that added her to my page. And so I wouldn't, you know, ever tell them or let even yourself get focused on not knowing enough people to be so successful at this, because any of us can be successful. It's just about, you know, not worrying about not knowing enough people. And then not being salesy. That's also an objective I'm sure all of y'all get a lot. And once again, that's one of those things where, kind of like what Lauren was talking about a minute ago, is like, I love what you said about not having an end result, because that's so true. And our product is so inexpensive. And it's one product. I've said that a million times, and I always tell people that too. I'm like, you're not having to worry about pushing a bunch of different product. It's literally, you know, something on your nails, and you're just like, oh, look at my new Ray Dunn bag, and like, they're seeing your nails. And so you're basically just always sharing your nails, even if you're not talking about your nails. Like Jackie's post the other day, I'm not an early bird. Yeah, we knew what you were doing there. So, you know, and I always talk to people about that. And most people that are going to join you, I mean, there are the few, like, I did not try my nails until I got mine in the kit, but most people already love the nails, and a lot of them are already sharing them anyways. Anytime someone posts a few pictures on my page and their little nail feeds look great, I'm messaging them, because I'm like, you're already doing the job by sharing your nails. You might as well join. Anyways, yep, that's all I got.
Awesome. Yes, I love every single point. Y'all did great. I think the next thing I want to chat about real quick is, okay, so when we get these objections, what do we say? Like, now that we know how to overcome them and help them and coach them, what are the right words to use? And I know many of you get caught up on that whole, you know, what do I say? I don't want to word vomit. So here is kind of something that I have over so many years have tried and tried and tried, and it works so well. So it's the feel, felt, found method. Feel, felt, found method. So it kind of goes like, you know, you get the objection, oh, I just don't know if I have enough time for that. I simply say, oh, girl, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but what I found is I just had to block off my time. In the beginning, I was nervous too. I was afraid I had all these things, that were taking up my time. How was I going to add one more thing? When I first started, I was already in a direct sales business. I was a mom of 3, blah, 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 blah. But what I found is I just took like 30 minutes right before I went to bed, or, you plug in whatever worked for you. The same thing for the money objections. Girl, I just don't know if I have the money right now. That's totally fine. I felt the same way, but what I found is I pre-sold my sets and I paid for my entire kit. Simple as that. Or you could say, I have a stylist over here who just bought her kit with $150 that she got by pre-selling her kit. So I know what you're talking about. I hear you. And I think that's the biggest thing too, is letting them know you hear them. And you're not just trying to talk them into something. Like, you hear them, you hear their, nervousness, but what you have found and what you have seen and what you have heard from others, and then you coach them into whatever the objection was. But that really, really helps. It kind of helps me like guide the conversation a little bit too. And always remember, you're the captain in the conversation, okay? If your attitude is like, oh, I know, it is a lot of money. It's $150. That is a lot. If that's your attitude, they're not going to see the value in that kit. You have to make sure you're coaching them with the attitude of, oh, $150, that's nothing. Over here, this direct sales company, it's like $1,000 to get started. Or, girl, you get 10 sets for only $129. So attitude is huge. I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions for anybody or concerns, or have you run into any problems recruiting that y'all want to chat about?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So I still have not signed anyone up yet. Like, no one wants to do, as far as take the time, they all would rather just shop. Well, I have one. I'm hosting a party right now for someone. She wants to sign up, but she said, well, let's see how the party goes. Her party is dead, with capital letters. And a lot of it is the fact that we have the same almost everyone in her party is in the VIP page, and they all just ordered a ton of nails going through Christmas and then the Valentine's pre-order. So she's like, well, I'm definitely not selling now. Yeah. I don't know. Is there a way y'all would recommend kind of turning that around? Because I have tried. I've gone live in her group 4 times this week. I don't know what else to do. I've posted in her group more than my VIP page this week.
So personally, I've gotten this too, and I kind of cringe every time I hear that too, because I'm like, oh crap, pressure's on. But what I say every time is, I literally say, girl, I'll be honest, my party sucked. I have had way more success being the stylist than I have being the hostess. And I kind of just at that point hope they take my word for it, but it's totally true. I wasn't necessarily a hostess before, but there were times where before I was a stylist, I was helping my friend out. And, some people they don't like that middleman type thing. Like, they want to help their friend out, but then they're helping also this person out that they have no idea who they are. So sometimes that comes into play. But if anybody else has any other tips, that feel free to share. But I personally just say I've had way more success as a stylist than I have with a party.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. I would highly recommend pre-selling the kit. Just because she didn't have any interaction during the party, like Jackie said, they're more willing to help their friend rather than help somebody that they don't even know. I had one girl, I don't know if she's on the call or not. She hosted a party in August. Crickets. Nobody liked anything. Nobody commented on anything. It was dead. No orders, nothing. She messaged me in November. And I popped back in the group and we pre-sold her sets. Less than 24 hours, she sold all 10 of them. And she has sold over $600 every month since. So, I would not get discouraged that your party is terrible, because that's not how your business is going to be. It's not like an outlook of, I'm going to be a terrible stylist because nobody's going to buy from me. Nobody bought for my party. Like Jackie said, I mean, they are going to help their friend more than they're going to help some third party person that they don't even know.
Yeah.
So if you pre-sell the sets, you know, just pop in there and say that she's really excited about being a stylist, and if they're willing to buy one set of nails, you know, to help her, then they can start going to her, and she can be like their nail lady after that. And then, I mean, it's one set, so somebody's more than likely going to buy one set for $15 and get like a little bundle, like one set and some accent nails, before they're going to buy 4 sets, you know, and place a big order through somebody else's website.
And I did tell her, as far as my launch party, I sold more after my launch party than just from people seeing the nails in person. And her, where she is, she said that she's never even, like, no one there has even heard of Color Street. So she's in a small town in Georgia. And so I told her, I said, if you get it and start telling people and showing it to them and passing it out in person instead of just randomly inviting people to a VIP group, you might
maybe express the fact that that you get like 72 samples in the kit too. Like, it's not just the 10 sets of nails. Like, you get a ton of samples and she can hand them all out later.
Good idea.
To people that she doesn't know. Like Shannon said, I mean, eventually you're going to get out of that warm market and go to your cold market to people that you don't even know by handing out all these samples. So,
well, the thing is, if she pre-sells her kit and pays for it, like, she's not out anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies.
Yes, of course. And just to add on to that a little bit, I think this is a great example too of reminding people this is not you sign up and all of a sudden you're a millionaire. I mean, you have to put in some work. You have to learn things. We all don't come into these things geniuses at direct sales. It takes time. So I think a lot of people kind of have to remind themselves that you don't just sign up and then all of a sudden, you either fail or make it. Like, you have to go through a process.
Another thing I mentioned to the people I pre-sell, like, I try to let them know that it's not going to happen overnight. Like, they're not going to be where I am tomorrow or next week. And so if their party is only a couple days or a week long, I remind them, like, hey, I started mid-June and it took me a couple months to get my business started, to get it to where it kicked off and actually, was doing well. And so one party isn't something to base how you're going to be a stylist and how far you're going to go.
Exactly. Okay. Anybody have any other questions?
Jackie, I have a situation right now, actually.
Yeah. What's up?
Okay, so I had posted a bundle deal that I had found a thing on another group page or whatever that had, they had created like a unicorn bundle with Mardi Gras and Saigon Queen and Shangri-La and the Maui Mystic. I didn't realize that Saigon Queen had already gone out.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew that Maui was going, but now that I went to go place my order, it's gone. So I had remedied the people that ordered with the Saigon Queen, and they replaced it with a different like shade of purple. So that was okay. So I kind of skated by that one. Well, now as I'm going to place my order, Maui Mystic is completely gone. So I just started reaching out and asked if they're willing to replace it with the Blue Lagoon, which is actually a better deal because it's a glitter.
Right.
It's basically the same color, it's just a glitter version.
Right.
So, but now I feel like a complete and total idiot because 2 days in a row now I have to go, oops, sorry.
It's okay. Hey, Tracy, did you raise your hand? Did you want to speak? Did you have
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, I was just going to say, I have a Maui Mystic if you need one. I don't know how to do the chat
I have
feature.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe we can come up with some, but I've done this. Totally done this. I did this, well, thankfully it wasn't ones like going out for good, but with the whole, I did like Guys That Sing in Charleston Blush, Upper East Side, and Tokyo Lights. And y'all, I did it when 2 of those were out of stock. I didn't even check to see if they were in stock. So, been there, done that. Remind yourself, it's okay. It's just nails, okay? It's just nails. Nobody, and if they do get that upset about nails, maybe invite them to go find someone else to buy from because they're not going to be that fun to work with anyways. But it's just nails. I think biggest lesson you learned is you find another set that looks similar. I think that's genius and that's great. And it shows them that you're committed to getting them something. It might not be exactly what it is, but totally. I see a couple people raising their hands, which maybe means that they have Maui Mystics. So y'all message Monica if you do. Let's bail her out of this one. And just don't get upset. It's just nails.
Well, I was just going to tell her something.
I'm sorry, Holly. I'm
Hey.
not upset about it. It's just one of those things that makes me feel like, okay, I'm only really like 2 months into this. Like tomorrow is my second jump start. I don't know if I'm gonna hit it, but I'm trying. But anyway, so because I'm so new at this and I had been doing so good and everybody's like, oh, this is awesome.